Well, my name is Elena Limanova. I'm Deputy Dean at the Faculty of Economics. I'm responsible for master programs in management, oil and gas management in particular. Well, the main aim of the program to equip our students, master students, with skills in not maybe enough, but making them able to meet challenges oil and gas companies face today, actually. So I would tell that it's not an easy story, all this business today. So from the one hand, it is still the major industry providing existence of our civilization, providing us with energy, because the majority of energy, and we are living with energy civilization. The majority of energy comes from oil and gas still, and at the same time the industry faces a lot of challenges. Climate change, unconventional oil and gas, renewables, all this pressure of society and governments and everything like that. So it's challenging for managers of that companies to do the business today. Well, as all master programs in Russia, it takes 2 academic years, full-time program. Well, as the program is taught completely in English, which means everything is going to be in English, scientific seminars, research, communication with your supervisor, disciplines, different kind of practices. Of course, we need the level of English, at least upper intermediate. No, well, it's possible to start the program at NSU with 0 level of Russian. Well, because we built into our curriculum this very basic course of Russian just to start. Yeah. But we need well, upper intermediate in English. Well, the program consists in the part of disciplines. It consists about of 25 probably disciplines, including elective disciplines. And these disciplines, they are split into the groups. So first group, which is called basic disciplines. This is called basic because we are providing our students with a diploma of master certified by the state and master in management. So we have to make sure the state that yes, we are educating master students. So this part is the same for all master programs in management, no matter if that would be oil and gas management or financial management or strategic management or international management, for example. So, and the disciplines would be there like strategic analysis, corporate finance, managerial economics, managerial research techniques, like this, if I'm not, I didn't forget something. Well, yeah, 5 to 6 disciplines totally. So then we have disciplines which are also obligatory for the students, but they are specific for the program. So they are just very essential for the specialization, particularly oil and gas management. So within this part of disciplines, we have, for example, economics of oil and gas. We have geology of oil and gas exploration. We have technologies of oil and gas processing. We have international energy markets, international business, and probably international energy policy. And of course, the rest of disciplines, they are electives, so they allowed to tailor the individual plan according to the interests of the student. He or she is to be able to think and analyze, actually to meet uncertainty. So therefore, to be able to study the whole life and actually do not afraid of uncertainties, to meet these challenges. So therefore, the analytical abilities and also system mind, I would say so, to say to think not just a specialist in some specific field, but to see the general situation, because everything is interconnected now, and something may affect the company or the business, the industry, and we have to see and predict these challenges. Mm-hmm. Well, definitely they will be able to work in oil and gas companies. What's actually the job of managers? To make decisions. So actually they are supposed to be people as analytics and decision makers at the companies. I would say that speaking, for example, about international students with engineering background, that's very beneficial for them, for example, to update their engineering skills with this broader perspective, taking in mind society, environment, government, economy, and so on. So this is actually what makes so-called T people. So there is a concept widely used internationally, but primarily I heard it at MIT. Originally it came from Silicon Valley, I guess, about T people. So to be successful today, it's not enough just to be brilliant in your narrow specialization, this vertical line in letter T, but also to be able to hear and to understand other specialists, other fields, to be open-minded. So this is like this line of T letter. So actually what we love to do, what we would aimed to do, just to try to educate T people for oil and gas industry. Yes, of course, we have a very well organized infrastructure for assistant students throughout the whole process of enrollment. So yes, we have some peculiarities, bureaucratic peculiarities depending on the state. So the terms for issuing visa, for example, but yes, our advisors, they're watching all these very important points actually to follow them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are a few opportunities actually. We have department assistant students for their everyday life, for everything they need, no matter of what we would say, the dorm, the shops, the bank, even to be in the university, just to live here. The department assisting and this department is working with volunteers. So actually, whenever our international students would need some assistance, he or she would become a volunteer in an hour, I think. This is for everyday life. And for education, of course, this is actually very challenging. We have international program with people coming from everywhere with very different background. Of course, many of them, they're facing some challenge. There are some gaps. For example, we had an experience of Bachelor in Russian Studies entering the program in oil and gas management. Of course, there was no background in management, neither management nor oil and gas specifics. And yes, we have tutors from our second year students. They have, as a part of practice, this job to be tutors. And do not forget that every professor is very open and ready to help. So it's absolutely okay here to ask Professor, I feel a gap here, what would you recommend me to do with that? And every one of us would help, of course. And as for myself personally, I'm working a bit as a mentor, so just advising students on how to teach it, how to choose the topic of research as a supervisor, how to build their individual plan, and so on. Well, they have classes, of course, the classroom activity and self-contained study. Classroom activities normally through the first year it's more intensive than through the second year. First year they are studying 5 or even 6 days a week, 4 hours per day, like that. Second year is more relaxed in terms of classroom activities, but more intense in terms of research, just to complete research master thesis. Well, it's not, of course we have something at the university, or actually a lot of, out of the curriculum, I would say so. So we have the whole course on Russian culture. We have the club for international students. We have Interweek, the huge event in late April, beginning of May, with concert, with fairs, national fairs or something like that. Very interesting one. Yes. So it is out of curriculum, but for our students in oil and gas, we have some practices dealing with the industry. So our second year students, they're visiting oil field in the Novosibirsk region just to see and to explore, to understand how it actually it is functioning. Yeah. Our education is almost individual. As a group are very small, so I would say that 10 to 15 people, it's a rather compact group. So our lecturers pay a lot of attention to every student, and every lecturer has contact hours to work individually. So that's it. And as for distant study or online or MOOCs, we as university, our policy is we prefer to do everything by ourselves, just to keep an eye on what we are doing, what kind of skills our students are getting, and everything like that, just to make sure that we are supporting the level of quality for our diploma. But of course we understand that the reality allows us, for example, to use these opportunities to listen to the lectures of the best professors in the world. So there is such an opportunity to take a MOOC, for example, and to consider this course, distant course, as a part of curriculum. It's not automatically, I would say so, but still, from legal point of view, that's okay. And mentally, yes, culturally, we also, I would say, ready for that. Well, this is interesting story, our professors for this program. Definitely, we have a group of lecturers in management, in finance, and everything like that. So professors with economic and managerial and financial background. At the same time, we are considering specific industry, so we have to have lectures dealing with the industry or with natural resources. So we have therefore professors from geology faculty and with engineering background as well. So this is a mixture, like a multidisciplinary team of professors. Well, dear prospective students, join our international community in very unique environment in Akademgorodok, just a small point somewhere on Trans-Siberian Railway Road, just very well located, very comfortable, very academic and very intelligent. Join us.